Apologize for that. Big stadium. I'll just start with some brief remarks, and then we'll ask some questions. But obviously, a very historic night for our league, and something that I think speaks to the momentum that Major League Soccer has been experiencing over the last number of years. And I think it just speaks to the fact that there's no limits to where our league can go, and what our hope and thoughts about the future. So these are good nights. It's an emotional night for all of us at the league office. So we're happy to be here.
I'll start with this. More than 74,000 fans and supporters here tonight. You mentioned an emotional night. What is the emotion that you're feeling right now as you witness what's happening here?
Well, you know, we think a lot about how do you build a league that's going to ride the momentum of a new America, right? A country that's changing demographically, and that lives here in Charlotte. You know, we never expected that we'd have not only the size crowd we have, but they're knowledgeable, they're passionate. Thousands of them marched, a mile long into the stadium. And it just, again, it speaks to what our hopes are for what this sport can be leading up to the World Cup and beyond. And it sort of captures all of the imagination of everybody in the league that sort of was hoping that we'd have the league that we have today, which I think is rapidly going to become one of the top leagues in the world.
Don, how does this compare? You're in the stadium, you've been kind of through it. How does it function as a soccer building, in your opinion?
Fantastic. When you go into big buildings, you hope that you're going to have 75,000 people, and it speaks to this dynamic of, do you build small stadiums or do you try to capture the energy in a large stadium? You're in this building, and this place is rocking. A lot of that is just, it's unexpected for us. It's loud, it's passionate, fans are cheering, and they understand the game, they're supporters. So I think it's been fantastic.
Would you say that buildings like this, like Atlanta with the Benz and stuff, have proved that something this size is soccer specific?
Without doubt. This is a really large soccer specific stadium. I think what David and his staff have done in putting the center, changing the center, and we toured the vault. We saw how the teams are coming in, and I think that added a lot of soccer specificity. Something that we're excited about. I think it's going to be great.
I know it's been just over half a game so far, but what do you expect from Charlotte FC and soccer in the Carolinas moving forward after
this
so
is
far?
a great soccer region, a great soccer city, and you'd hope that home team can score a couple of goals and fans can go home not just happy for a good time, but cheer their team to a victory. But we always knew the Carolinas would be great for Major League Soccer. It took us 27 years to get a team here, but it's been terrific.
Don, I know that you mentioned the All-Star match coming to Charlotte at some point. Is that expected for this year?
No, definitely not for this year. We make commitments to new teams that come in, and said in my Fox interview, in the last couple of years, Cincinnati, a new stadium in Columbus, Austin, Nashville, Miami. We have so many new teams that have come in over the last couple of years, and we commit All-Star games to all of them. Charlotte absolutely will have an All-Star game, but when, it's way too early to commit to.
Don, when you see this many people come out for the inaugural home game for the Charlotte FC, what kind of hope does that give you to how big this sport is getting and the future of expansion in other cities?
I think it's defying everybody's expectations. I know all of you know that this is the second largest crowd for a professional Division I men's match in the world this year. And we're not in Barcelona or Munich or Madrid or in London, not in Mexico City, it's Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you can deliver this kind of energy and excitement and commitment in this part of the country, imagine what this is going to look like in the years to come. World Cup's coming in 2026. I sent a note to Victor Montegliani at CONCACAF with a video and saying, imagine what this is going to look like a few years from now when the World Cup is here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This will happen every night for 3.5 weeks, and I think it's just going to be spectacular.
We've held the Gold Cup here and some significant matches like that. We've put 70,000 in for Mexico and for Liverpool at times. Do you think Charlotte is capable of being a World Cup venue city?
It is not currently in the World. It's not bidding for the World Cup. I think it could have been, and we'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of soccer in the Southeast when the World Cup is going to be here. So I think I'm not quite sure what this team will do, every week. But to look at this crowd, I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to come back.
Don, just wondering, today with Duke UNC obviously being such a big game in the same general area, what could you say about how the community has bought in and made this the marquee game of the night?
Listen, Coach K's final night, as we're walking around and seeing it even on the screen here, that's one of the most historic events in sports in our country's history, and all of us have such great respect for what Coach K has done. The fact that we could have this game going on and capturing this attention, it just speaks to the passion of this market. I mean, this is a rising city on so many different levels, and clearly in the sports level, it's spectacular. So I could see Coach K in the background there being very emotional. Hats off to him. Much respect.
That's because Carolina beat them.
You all want
to watch the game?
Why don't you go back to the game? It was
Thank
good
you.
to see everybody. See you
you.
guys soon.
Safe travel.